Hi everyone, day two, and today we're going to look at the overall structure of our course and the main fundamental essence of it. So I've got a nice diagram for us to use. Now let's have a look. So what we've got here is the ocean with a wave emerging from it, and what we're seeing is this wave, which is us. Each of us is a wave, and this wave believes itself to be a separate individual. The wave believes that it has its own identity. It's the thing that's controlling behavior and actions. It's the thing that's controlling thought. It's the thing that is making it different from other people around it. It's the thing that can work out right or wrong. And within that wave comes all of these concepts. Concept of self, concept of other, concept of past, concept of future, concept of what's required, concept of what has to be pushed away. And wellness as a concept fits here. So as an unquestioned idea of what it means to be well, here we are. And this separate wave is for most of us what reality is. It looks like this is what reality is. It looks like this idea of me as a separate entity is true, and everything that I see around me is also true. And so that's the wave. But what we're going to explore over this month is how that wave is never, ever, ever separate from the ocean, from the source from which it emerged. And it's just a belief that it is. But the truth is that it's just a momentary expression of that wholeness in form, and then it sinks back into the wholeness and then emerges again as something else. And so we're going to use these words to convey these two very different understandings of reality. So the first is well as a concept, which means a concept of myself, a concept of health, a concept of illness, or well as the source, as the fresh, unlimited, constant, never-changing, infinite source from which everything emerges. And what we're going to see over the course of this month is how essentially what we're doing is seeing that this whole wave as a separate entity is not reality, but it looks like it is. And we're going to be seeing that this source, this constant, unlimited, absolute, is the only reality. It just gets totally overlooked because it doesn't have this drama going on, this tension, this search, this activity, which is so compelling, so all involving, all encompassing. This activity of self covers over this true source of who we are. And so each little section of the course, we're going to look at these areas, and we're going to see how they contain in them an essential untruth or an essential misunderstanding that hides this source of fresh, unlimited, infinite potential that we are, that we always are. Okay? So there's a nice quote from Enza Vita, which sums up really beautifully what this is all about. Realization is not about you, the wave, realizing it is ocean. The ocean realizes itself in you and reveals itself to have never been just a wave. Nothing changes except the falling away of a false belief. So that sums up really nicely what we're all about on this course, because all of these areas are false beliefs. They're false concepts of self, concepts of separate others, separate events, separate states. And we're going to explore, with the help of some great one-to-one conversations and discussions in our webinars, of how these cannot be who we are, that they contain no fundamental truth. And as these concepts start falling away, who we are becomes more and more obvious. It's revealed. So the concept of self is at the heart of this misunderstanding. The concept of myself as a separate individual is the sort of epicenter of this storm of illusory separation. And so it will never be the case that I'm realizing this. I need to get somewhere. I need to understand this in order to be okay. It will be that we'll see that is just not the reality. The reality is the constant okayness, the constant peace, the constant joy and potential that seeking I is hiding. So it's a total reversal, maybe of any other course that we've ever done, apart from non-dual courses, but all those other things that promise to make ourselves okay, that promise to finally make us secure, or give us self-esteem, or give us self-confidence. It's the opposite to all of that. It's saying that self will never be secure. It's only ever a thought. And the sort of ordinary presence that we simply are, really, without that busy activity, is just constant. It's just what's always there, always happening. So it's going to be an interesting one this month. There's so much there, so much to be seen. There's so much that we can talk about here. There's so many areas that will look completely objectively true, and we'll have fun. We'll have fun exploring how no activity of mind is ultimately true, and that the only truth is that space in which that activity is arising. So it's a big one. It's literally the only exploration that points to ultimate truth. Everything else is continuing the search. So that might be confronting, because it is the end of the search here. It's the end of trying to make this okay, the end of that. There's no possibility of that happening. So we give it up. We're just gonna realize it's not going to deliver ever what we hope it will, and instead there will just be realization of the fundamental perfection that busy activity is hiding. Okay, so yeah, so that's us. So we'll start tomorrow by looking at some of these key areas, and then we'll see where we go. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.